Hey, people of Earth, and welcome to another episode of the Just for Giggles podcast. I'm your host, Aubrey Friedrich, and today I have more random thoughts for you because I don't know, there's a lot of things that tend to get on my nerves or spark interest or something. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Number one, I tend to hyperfixate on things a lot. And I find something to hyperfixate on and I'm stuck with it for like 2 months before I eventually move on or find something else to hyperfixate on. Whether that's like a music artist or just some like really random concept or something of the sort. Like when I went to New York like a year and a half ago, we went and saw Back to the Future the musical. Phenomenal show. Too bad it closed. But that's okay. But I loved it so much and I hyperfixated on it so hard. If you know me, you know. Um what other things have I hyperfixated on for a really long time? I don't know. Like right now I'm extremely hyperfixated on Somber and his music. I love seeing the clips of his concerts because I unfortunately will not be able to attend. I know. But he's really funny and he's really young too, so he's got quite the future ahead of him. But anyway, I hyperfixate like crazy, but somehow I still also have the memory of a goldfish. I'm not well put together, but I am put together. I don't ask. I don't make the rules. I'm just a pawn in this massive game of chess that we call life, okay? Okay. Next thought. Well, actually, what am I even saying? I don't know. The next three thoughts are all linked in some capacity. So I'm going to start with if you truly supported your hairstylist friends or your nail tech friends or whatever, you would be willing to pay full price for their services. Like if you expect a discount, no, like don't expect that. Like if they offer you a discount or they offer you a free service or if they're just having a sale in general, go ahead, capitalize on that opportunity. I would do the exact same thing. And that's like overall just kind of the point, you know? The nail techs and the hairstylists of the world want people to come in and see their work and it's it's just part of life. It's just part of life. But if you expect to get a discount, you're pathetic. You're pathetic. Sorry. That I don't make the rules again. Sorry. Anyway, Um, but speaking of, because I've said it once and I'll probably say it a million more times, I'm a nail tech, right? And I was going to put the nail emoji on some post of a nail set that I did on Instagram or something. Tell me why the nail emoji is not with the rest of the hand emojis. I I don't understand. It's quite literally a hand. What is going on? Anyway, that was mild rage bait because I was just looking for whatever. But shout out to iPhone for having the search emoji thing. Bless up, bless up. Yes. Okay. The third thought of this little trilogy or whatever. I don't really look at the stats of this very often, just because I don't like the numbers to get to my head or whatever. They don't matter a whole lot to me, but I do appreciate from the bottom of my heart. That sounded super sarcastic, but I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here, for listening, and for watching and for returning. But I love what made me chuckle was there's this little family of like 20 of us, and every single week on YouTube anyway, because Spotify is Spotify, and I love Spotify, but on YouTube anyway, like it's always like the same 20 or so of you that come back each week and oh it just warms my heart and I love it and ah what a blessing. You guys really do make this worth doing and I'm really excited that I'm here. Anyway, next thought. Time, the concept of time, I like refuse to believe it. I think time is a joke. Call me crazy, but like first of all it only moves forward. Weird and sketchy. Um Second of all, you could categorize me, a 19-year-old person, and like a 21 or 22-year-old person in like the same age group and be like, oh, yeah, you guys are like practically the same age. Honey, no, we're not. There's a lot that can happen in like 3 years, which is something that I've been thinking about constantly lately. And I've been trying to not let that like get into my head a whole lot because comparison is the thief of all joy. Let that sink in. I'll say it again. Comparison is the thief of all joy. Right, right. So I see all these people that are like 2 years older than me. I'm like, wow, I'm really slacking. I got to pick this up. Honey, there's a lot that can happen within 2 years. You need to chill out. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine and it'll all work out. It's all going to be fantastic. Next thought that I just have to rant on. I hate people who refuse to learn. Like, don't get me wrong, you have to start out unknowing to become knowing. But if you don't put in the effort to know, then like what? Or just like people who can't figure things out. Like there's some things that aren't worth your time. Yeah. Doers get more done. Isn't that like the Home Depot thing? I don't know. Shout out Home Depot. Speaking of Home Depot, this wasn't even originally planned, but it just popped up in my mind. There's this dude on TikTok who dresses up as the Lorax and he'll go into like public places and he'll start singing Let It Grow. And he just went, Let it grow, let it grow. We are in a Home Depot. Okay, bars. Okay. Um, but I thought it was hilarious. And then he just like kept showing up on my free page. Like he was in Lowe's, he was Trader Joe's, a bunch of places that rhyme. And they always made me laugh because in a lot of them he'd get in trouble by some of like the staff or like employees, they're the managers or whatever. Seeing the like customers' reactions always made me chuckle. They're amazing. And speaking, maybe it's ironic that they're both orange, but there's a guy that dresses up as Vector from Despicable Me, because he's committing crimes of both direction and magnitude. And he'll just be like in a mall or something. And he'll do something stupid like stand in the fountain or just like be a public nuisance. They always make me chuckle. There's nothing funnier than laughing. Speaking of which, yesterday I was doing the nails of one of my coworkers, and I don't know that I was telling her the story about, or at least at one point, like earlier on when I don't know, doing prep or something, I was telling her the story about how one time I got hit in the eye with a toenail while I was doing a pedicure. And she thought it was so funny, like absurdly funny, like way funnier than it had to have been. But then later on she said something, she was in the middle of saying something in reference to me and was like, oh yeah, the kid who got hit in the eye with a toenail. She busts up laughing again and I bust up laughing, and and then like it'll get silent and then we're literally just like cackling so loud. And I think there may be like two other clients in the building, or just like there might be yeah, I think, yeah, two clients and one of them's like processing. So her stylist is sitting back in the break room like eating her dinner and we're just sitting there cackling. And said coworker that's sitting in the break room just goes, are you guys high on acrylic? And then we just keep busting up even more. Such a blessing, such a blessing. I love my colleagues. I think they're so much fun to be around. Although the one who asked if we were high on acrylic, I'm actually kind of scared of her. If she finds this, hey, hey, hi. Anyway, anyway, I love my job. I love my job. It may or may not make me question what I'm doing with my life just about every other day, but that kind of thing just happens. I tend to put my hand up in the air a lot, or like I'll sit with my like hand like this, or I talk with my hands. Anybody that like watches these on YouTube or whatever, y'all ever notice that? I don't know. Or like I'll just like touch the back of my head. Well, sometimes the back of my head or like the back of my neck itches. So cut me some slack, y'all. But I don't know. Anyway, I think Snapgrid or like any other things like that, or like the apps or whatever y'all are doing to like make your Instagram post like a singular picture, have multiple pictures on it, and then you swipe and they're like continuous and there's like even more. So that even though Instagram only allows you to post like 20 pictures per post, you can post like God knows how many. I think that is so ugly and so stupid. It's so cluttered and it's not cute to look at. And sorry, haters gonna hate, but I'm gonna say what I want. Sorry, not really sorry. Not really sorry. Speaking of which, this actually has nothing to do with anything, but I went out to eat with a cousin of mine. Did I already tell this story? I don't know. I'm gonna tell it again because I can't keep my life together. But we went out to eat at our Olive Garden, and for like the first time ever, I decided to go with the soup instead of the salad because I think I've had Olive Garden all of maybe 5 times in my life. And I always got the salad, and I never really ate it because I thought it was funky. So I tried the soup. I don't remember what kind of soup it was, but I loved it. And I took no shame in asking for a second bowl. I was like, you know what? If I don't even eat any of my chicken Alfredo, that's okay. They make to go boxes for a reason. So I ate that. We ate so many breadsticks. It's crazy. And then I did, of course, end up getting a to go box. But then we went thrift shopping afterwards. And then, well, we went to Goodwill first because I don't know, we just did. And then right next to the Goodwill, we went to a Gabe's, which is just a department store for anybody who doesn't know. And it's it was wild. I was gonna get a pair of shoes while we were at Gabe's, but while we were literally standing in the checkout line, I was like, I don't want these anymore. So I walk all the way to the back of the store and I put them back on the shelf. But anyway, we walk out from the Gabe's and the Goodwill had just closed. And there was a Goodwill cart sitting in the middle of the parking lot, and they didn't have any of those like cart return things sitting in the parking lot, and we couldn't take it inside because the doors were locked. So it was just sitting there. And this dearly beloved cousin of mine, which I feel like you guys will meet at some point, but for now, it's okay. But she gave me the bright idea to get in the cart. So of course I did. And then she was just wheeling me around in the parking lot. And we took some fun little goofy pictures and I felt like a child. And I was wearing ripped jeans and like there was like loose gravel like all over the parking lot. And I was like, how on earth am I supposed to get out of this? And she's like, I'll just dump you out. And I was like, I'm gonna land on my knees and tear them up because of all of this gravel, but I nailed it and I got out unharmed. Insert dab. Let's bring dabbing back in 2025, guys. Let's bring it back. Let's do it. Y'all watch Dancing with the Stars. Let's see, last night they had their like first elimination, the double elimination or whatever. And I don't remember who went home. Who went home? Um Corey and Baron, I think they went home. I can't say I'm like hugely surprised. I'm not surprised by Corey per se. I was a little shocked at Baron. I was a little surprised that Andy is moving on, but I think Andy's just a sweetheart and he's so goofy. But personally, I'm Team Robert. Hashtag Team Erwin it. Robert and Whitney all the way. Um, I'm yeah, I'm super hype. I'm super hype. Oh my gosh, me just talking about Dancing with the Stars reminded me of more hyperfixations that I've had besides Dancing with the Stars. I hyperfixated on Criminal Minds for all of 18 seasons, and they're working on the 19th. Yes! I still love that show. And I don't think I'm ever going to go through and watch the whole series again because that would literally kill me. But like some really notable episodes that I loved are like spoilers for those of you who haven't watched Eek. Um uh Lauren, that episode, that plot line, absolutely insane. I can't remember any specific episode, but the entire like plot line with Aaron Hotchner and Foyette or whatever and Haley and that killed me. I literally cried. I was sobbing. Mosley Lane was an insane episode. Like that was crazy, crazy. Or like in the most recent season when Will died. Oh my gosh. And then we got the special appearance by the Matthew Gray Goobler. Ah, bless up, bless up. I hyperfixated on, let's see, Why Women Kill. I knocked that show out in like 3 weeks. Whatever. I just watched Adolescence, and that's been a hyperfixation of mine for a couple of days. That one's going to be pretty short lived. And for those of you who don't know, it's like a mini TV like series or whatever. It's 4 episodes long. Each episode's like an hour, and it just won like maybe like 6 Emmys, and one of which went to Owen Cooper, I believe is his name, and he's 15 years old. So like the youngest person in that category to have won an Emmy, although the youngest person to ever win an Emmy was 14, which is crazy. But his performance in the show was phenomenal. And one of my favorite things about the show, besides like the plot in and of itself, is the fact that they take every episode in one continuous take. Like there are no cuts between episodes, which is wild. Absolutely wild. Rehearsals had to have been insane. But the plot is crazy. I highly recommend. It's on Netflix. It's phenomenal. Right now, my little sister has me watching My Life with the Walter Boys. I think I'm 2 episodes in, and I love it. She told me I have to give her like my thoughts after every single episode that I watch. Like I finished watching one a little bit ago. A little bit ago. It was probably like a couple hours ago. So I texted her. Um, I'm loving it. I think it's good. Although I never read the books, guys. I've never read the books. I know, I know. The books are always better than the TV show. The books are always better than the TV show. But so I'm struggling to keep the names of all of the Walter boys like together. I've got a couple of them, but not all of them. And speaking of books being better than the TV show, the Summer I Turned Pretty finale, crazy, crazy. And they're coming out with a movie. Well, they're making a movie. Insane work. Insane work. And yes, Team Conrad finally got what they wanted. We finally got what we wanted. Ooh, full like I have to be like fully transparent though. When the first season came out, I hadn't read the book, so I was Team Jeremiah. But then between seasons 1 and 2, I read the books, and I moved over to Team Conrad, and I've been there ever since. I just loved Conrad the entire third season. I loved him so much. Ah, it's a great show. It's a great show. I had mixed feelings about Belly's Bob as a person rocking a bob. I love having a bob. It's so much fun. It's a power move. It's a power move. Unrelated, but I recently joined my church choir because I don't know. I love the arts and I figured it'd be something fun to do. And the thing about me is I hate being late, and I had rehearsal last night and it starts at 7:45, and I didn't leave work until about 7:40. Luckily the church is right down the road, but I hit like both of the red lights or whatever. Not to mention I like suck at parking. So I walked in like 2 minutes late, and don't get me wrong, I didn't miss anything, but it just pained my soul. I also am the youngest one there. But it's a good time. It's a good time. Me and the other altos are pretty tight, I guess. I mean, for the most part, I just bring a nice youthful energy to the group as a whole. I have no idea what our director thinks of me. He might think I'm a little cuckoo, but that's okay because I used to be scared of him. I remember before I joined the choir or whatever, And I'd be like leaving church and the choir's like still singing up in the loft, and I'd look up and I'd see him like conducting or whatever, and I was like, he looks mean. Sometimes I still think that, but I just like to mess with him from time to time. But rehearsal was fun. Then I left and I finally went home. Bless up. Guys, I might get hate for this next thought, but I love hot dogs. Like the 4th of July, if there's, or just like any event where it's like a hot dog or a hamburger, I'm gonna choose the hot dog. And most of the time, I'll probably eat it plain, maybe with ketchup. That's how truly boring I am. They're so good. You know what I tried for the first time yesterday? Taco soup. Taco soup. I did not know that was a thing, and it was really good. One of my coworkers brought it to work, so I tried it. It was delicious. And it had corn in it. And I know at some point I went on a rant in here about how much I hate corn, but I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I couldn't really taste it a whole lot. But I've also gotten put on hummus at work, which is cool. They've had like every flavor under the sun back there. And of course every vegetable under the sun, because they're all about getting your vegetables in, and I'm down. I really only eat like the celery and the broccoli and the carrots because they have like bell peppers and cauliflower and cucumbers, and no. They also have like ranch dip or whatever, and I love ranch, but there was one day where they had guacamole and it was starting to turn brown, but like nobody that I worked with was like crazy about guacamole, and I was like, I got you guys. I will eat it. I love it. And then I think a couple of days later, actually this literally happened yesterday. Excuse me. My boss, aka the one who like buys all the things and whatnot, like she went to the store to go buy like bowls and some other things because we were having taco soup, and it just like piqued her interest. And she had like just left because one of her clients canceled, and she had the time to go run to the dollar store that was down the road to buy some. And me and one of my other coworkers were just chilling there, and the taco soup was like mildly spicy, so my nose was starting to run. And I was like, do we have any more tissues anywhere, or do I need to text her? She's like, you should probably text her. So I did, but it wasn't saying delivered. And I was like, okay. So then I went to call her, and it went straight to voicemail. Turns out she had her phone powered off. Whatever. But she came back and I was like, oh, yeah, I wanted you to get tissues. And she's like, oh, don't worry, I'll get them eventually. And then, like, later that day or whatever, she sends me a picture of a tub of guacamole. And she's like, don't worry, I got tissues too. Oh man, my coworkers are so funny. One of my coworkers' kids, the one who made the taco soup, has 3 kids that go to the school that's like right down the road. Or I'm not gonna try to explain it in depth because it makes sense in my head, and it whatever. But I love her kids. Like one's in 5th grade and one's in kindergarten, and the other one is somewhere in between. I don't really talk to him much because, you know, little boy, I don't really think he cares to be talking to, me of all people, shyness or whatever. And I'm getting the little kindergarten girl to warm up to me. She's, of course, really shy. Plus, she's in kindergarten. So every day after school, she's literally just like tired. But I only see them maybe like once a week. So the number of times she's just been like sitting there sleeping. Or yeah, she's also really quiet. But like the one in 5th grade, anytime I'm like doing something, I'm like, pull up a chair, we can yap, I don't care. And we talk about like random things, and I'm also there like while they're doing their homework, and obviously I'm not distracting them anyway. But they're they make they make the job a little bit more fun and interesting, especially when I'm not like actively doing something crazy. They're cuties. They're cuties. They all have like crazy bright blue eyes, just like their mom. It's insane. And not to mention, they're all like blonde. So it's just like, bow, 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 bow. So yeah, that's my life, I guess. Yeah, that really is my life. I don't have much else to say today, so I'm going to wrap this up. Love you all. You are loved. Moi, moi, moi. Subscribe, like, do whatever you got to do. This pod is on YouTube and Spotify, so follow along on both platforms. I don't know why I'm talking with my hands like a lunatic again. Might as well like break dance or something. I don't know. Like, follow, share. I don't care. Woo! Hope you guys stick around for the episode next week. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out because I've got a lot of changes in my schedule right now. So I'm trying to figure out if this whole Thursdays at 3 p.m. thing is going to stick around or if I'm going to move to a better day. That might be a weekend. I'm not entirely sure. I'll figure it out. I don't know. I'll keep you guys in the loop. Updates will be posted on the pod Instagram, link in the description. All the fun links are in the description. Anyway, again, love you all. Cue the non existent outro.